I'm Gary Ferris. I'm General Manager for Catapult Systems, and I'm here with Susan Straub, who's the Director of Internal Communications with Alliance Data. And we're here to talk about enabling your company and digital transformation. Susan, why don't we talk about a little bit around your role at Alliance Data, and then explain what Alliance Data does.
Sure. Well, Alliance Data is actually a holding company of 3 larger businesses. Each of them do loyalty marketing services in some way, shape, or form, and highly successful at it. So as a whole, I work at the corporate office, which we like to call the Mothership office. We tend to lead the companies in the businesses where they want to go, but they have full accountability and P&L for themselves. For my role, I work in internal communications and really work at trying to get the Mothership message out to our associates so they understand what's going on around the company. We educate them and inform them of what's happening. We let them know what's going on in the other businesses as well, because we think it's important to understand what's happening not in necessarily just your area of the company, in case there's opportunities to move over to another part of the company and have a job there, or just to have a better idea of how we can cross-sell across the industries. Mm-hmm. So my job is to make sure that that message gets out to our associates in a wide variety of vehicles, including intranet, mobile, our magazine, online, email, e-newsletter, videos, SLT calls with our senior leadership team. Our CEO does roadshows, so our team does all of that, trying to get that information to our associates.
So we're talking about digital workplace and digital transformation. So for you, Susan, in Alliance Data, what does digital workplace mean to you?
To me, it really means about giving our associates as many opportunities as they can to get their work done in different ways, whether it's through our mobile application or through our intranet, or the various other programs that are offered around the company, is how can they get their jobs done efficiently and easily with the tools that we give them.
And you started out with multiple intranets across in different portals, across multiple lines of businesses, and sometimes multiple inside of each line of business. And so there's been an evolution of creating your intranet InView. And so that became your kind of employee platform that they could plug into. And now you've expanded it into a mobile platform as well around Mobile Mothership.
Mm-hmm. When we first built InView, and I think you'll remember this, we really built it more just for the corporate and the card services business. At that time, Epsilon and Loyalty One are relatively new to the company, and we've never been a company that says you will do this. We don't sit there and say you have to do it our way or hit the highway. We let them do their own decision making and work their business the way that makes the best sense for them. But we still wanted to make sure that we could get our messages out to all of the associates that they needed to have. For instance, benefits information. We provide benefits to everyone across the enterprise. And as we were building this InView the first time with just corporate and card services, that was a great way to have the benefits information out to them. But then Epsilon's, they weren't quite part of the picture yet. They weren't really waiting to jump on board. And we said, that's perfectly fine, as long as your folks have access to InView so they can see the benefits information. Mm-hmm. We're not going to put it in 2 different places, but they have access to it, and they can. And you're welcome to have your own intranet. But as soon as they saw InView pop up, they said, "We want to." They raised their hands and said, "Please redo our intranet and put us on InView."
What I really like what Alliance Data does around deploying their new updates and new, whether it's Mobile Mothership, is communicating out early, and the launch event you'll have. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit around, especially the first version of InView and how you did your launch event.
Well, that was a lot of fun because we were launching not only InView, our intranet, but also Insight, our magazine, and Ensure, our e-newsletter, weekly e-newsletter. So kind of have this little in theme going on. And we took the red dot of the Alliance Data logo and incorporated that into each of the logos. And then that became our theme for launching it. And we had T-shirts made that says, "Ask me about what the dot can do for you." And it meant absolutely nothing, but it created a great sense of curiosity. So when we did the launch, we reached out across our businesses and across all of our locations for people to help test and to help provide feedback for the intranet. And those people became our ambassadors. And we recruited those ambassadors to help us with the launch. And so we had events going on at each of the locations with little cupcakes with little red hots on top of them, kind of carrying on the red theme. We had little red stress balls that had Insight, Inshore, and InView printed on them.
Clown noses.
Oh, that's right, the clown noses. I forgot about that. And then our ambassadors, we gave them shirts to wear the day before the launch. And they'd go into these meetings and they would say, we're having, ask me about the dot. And people would sit there and ask them, well, what about the dot? And they say, wait till tomorrow. We're going to have a great internet launch tomorrow. So we always, every time we redo InView, which we're getting ready to start, I think, on our third time, we reach out to these people, and some of them have been with us, for the 10 years that we've been doing this. We reach out to these people to be our ambassadors, to talk about it, to get people really excited about it, and to answer questions for us. There are arms and legs out in the field when we can't be there.
So the digital workplace is kind of a new concept. And I know Alliance Data is continually evolving what you provide to your employees and things. I think Mobile Mothership is a new communication vehicle. So how did the project around Mobile Mothership come to be, and what was the goal of building that mobile application?
Well, with the changing workforce and so many millennials coming into our office, we knew that we needed to provide different ways for them to access the information they need to do the work, not necessarily just at the office, but maybe from home. There's a real blurring of the lines between work time and play time, and it's become so gray. We wanted to address the growing need for our incoming workforce to want to have better technology, to have information at their fingertips. And then also, to be honest, we heard that there were some other mobile technology initiatives kind of taking place across the company. And our view is always that we want to be that one place that everyone goes to access the other information that they have. And we'll make it as relevant to our associates as we possibly can. Mm-hmm. So when we heard something else was going on over in the other company, we said, well, if they do that and we do a mobile later on, then they're going to have two different mobile applications to go to, and they're going to get really confused as to, well, which one to go to. And you could have duplication of efforts and redundancy of information, and we wanted to really kind of get out in front of that. So we kicked off our mobile project pretty quickly, and our goal on this one was really just to create a foundational product, something that had the basics in it that everyone could use, that built on what our InView intranet already had. All the information that we have on Mobile Mothership is already on InView. And in fact, when I post things on InView, it shows up on Mobile Mothership immediately, sometimes even before it gets on InView. And so the things that we did are associate search or the location lookup with mapping. We have an area of third-party apps, so like a library of apps, things that we don't provide, but maybe our benefits providers or our 401k providers have their own apps, but maybe you don't know about them. They're out there in the shopping centers for your phones, and you can't find them. So we put all the ones that are relevant to our company into one library where you can sit there and then open it from there. So it's one place to go for all of that information. Right now, it's really just the basics, but we plan on including video. One of the biggest things that we heard from across our business was the ability to see their schedules or to trade shifts. Our call centers in the card services business, before now, they had to go into the office to get online to see how they wanted to trade shifts. I have a doctor's appointment Monday afternoon. Can you take my shift and I'll take your Tuesday evening shift? Now they can do it on InView. That was the first step, and now we're looking to bring that to Mobile Mothership as well. Our Epsilon folks, they do a lot of work where they have to track their time for their clients. So they want to be able to do that on the phone as well, because so many times the stories that I heard was they get on the train going home at 5 o'clock, and at 5:15 they go, oh no, I forgot to enter my time, and it's due right then. If they could do it on the phone, they could take care of it right then.
Now, I know you had some goals around adoption of Mobile Mothership on people's phones and the usage. How's the adoption been of that?
At the very beginning of our Mobile Mothership launch, I wanted a goal to have 2,000 users sign up within the first 2 weeks of launching. And we had the same kind of campaign, what we usually do for launching an intranet, in that we had some ambassadors out there showing people how to load it onto their phones, showing them how it's used. We did a lot of communication with banners and things on InView and email and all of our different vehicles that we use. We got the word out. I came very, very close to that goal. I think by the end of 2 weeks, I had 1,900 users. So I was really happy with that. I'll be honest that it's slowed down since then, and we've had some technical challenges on the back end that we're not able to move as quickly as we can because we're waiting for other things to happen. And I think that's fairly typical. Somebody wants this new feature. Well, now you got to get that information to me so I can sit there and build something for you.
So that's a great point around, while you're in the communications department, you still have to partner heavily with IT.
Yeah.
And how do you help set roadmaps for both to help your employees, which is great because you're doing that. IT, that's their goal, that it's your goal as well. But maybe talk about how you've had to partner and work with IT on a weekly, daily basis, right?
Yeah, absolutely. As a communicator, I never thought that I'd be saying that I was a technologist, but sometimes I feel like that. And because so much of what I do, especially since I focus on our intranet and our mobile and getting things as much as possible online, I've had to not only increase my knowledge, but really build a strong relationship with our IT department. And I think that we've done a good job of that. We have come to be a trusted communication partner for them. So when they are having huge initiatives where they're making lots of infrastructure changes with their systems, they can come to me to make sure that it's communicated to our associates really well. But it's really important to have a lot of that give and take. So for instance, they need to know what my roadmap looks like. They need to know that this is what I want to do for our associates. I want to make sure they can have this, X, Y, and Z. And they need to tell me, well, here's our roadmap. We're doing these projects A, B, and C. And we got to figure out where those gaps are in between to make sure we can meet our goals and they can provide the things that we need. But, if they can't, we need to make sure that we can, collaborate with them well.
What are some of the things that y'all are looking at doing going forward?
Well, we want to kind of take InView really to that next level. Right now, I look at it as kind of an intranet on steroids. You go there in a transaction tool. You go there to go do something else or to go someplace else. But while you're there, we capture your attention and get that piece of information into your brain so you feel more engaged with what's going on with the company. So while we have it listed out by or segmented out by LOB, by business, so we have the 5 versions of InView, I'd really like to get to be about 16,000 versions of InView. So when I go to InView, not only do I see the marketing information and the communication materials that it's important for me and my team to get out, but what I really want to see is what's important to me as well. So pulling information from PeopleSoft or any of those other systems, Concur, so that I have a dashboard that's relevant to me, personalized for me, that says, oh, I have some employees that have some anniversaries coming up. I need to make sure I recognize that. I have, 5 travel and expense reports to approve. I have, 3 invoices to approve. Okay. I have this many tasks on this particular project, and they're all due by tomorrow. I have something else going on in another part of my job. So InView, I want to become that place that everyone goes to every day, and they open up to see where they need to start their day and where they need to continue going.
We've talked about Alliance Data's digital transformation process over the last few years. And as you can see, it's an ongoing transformation. It's not a one-time thing. Susan, we appreciate your time today and look forward to what Alliance Data is going to continue to do from an employee engagement and digital transformation company.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.